Good afternoon, everyone. This is Steve Hosey with CBMC Fresno, and we are coming at you again this month with our Young Professional Spotlight of the Month. This month, we're going to have with us Jeremy Johansson. He's been a part of our Young Professionals program for quite some time now. I'm just going to have a conversation because I really want you guys to get to know him as I have come to know him over these year and a half, 2 years or so, and it's going to be a great conversation. So, Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Good to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I appreciate your time and being here, man, and thanks. And, we're just going to have a little conversation. What I would love to do is let the people out there know about you, who you are as a person, talk about CBMC, your experience with young professionals, and then give you a chance to talk about what you do on a professional level. So you and I have had some conversations over the last year or two. You're a faithful attender to our Young Professionals program. And, tell me about your CBMC story. What does it really mean to you to be a part of CBMC?
Yeah, so I forget how long I've been coming to CBMC now, maybe for a year and a half or so. But CBMC has been great. It's been just a great opportunity to come together with a group of believers that, it's late at night. It's, it's really kind of 2 or 3 hours just getting together and talking about a ton of things, whether we're listening to a sage give a speech about some of the wisdom that they have, or just even if we're just talking about our days, talking about our work, any problems that we're having in work, anything like that. It's just been a great opportunity to come together and really kind of learn from people that are either right around the same stage of business that I'm in, or even a little bit more experienced, and just be able to bounce ideas off each other. We can all learn from each other. So it's just a great opportunity because when you're out there working, even if you have some other people in your office, maybe some people aren't, aligned with you spiritually. Maybe you have problems that you're not really taking to them. So CBMC is just a great opportunity to come together and actually be able to, whether it's get advice, just share things that you're going through, obviously learn about the Lord and kind of grow closer together with Him, with the people that you're surrounded by. So it's a great opportunity to come together and be with fellow believers, and so it's been great so far. I love it.
Oh man, that's good music to my ears, right? So of the things that we do, for you guys that don't know, we get together once a month, and it's 3 hours. We get together from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So when the guys get off of work, they can just show up. Usually they're a little hungry, and so we do provide some food. So we'll have some food, we'll have some devotional time, we'll have some curriculum, and then every now and then we'll have a sage, which what we call our seasoned, action-oriented, godly executive. They'll come in and share their wisdom and their business experience with our group. Is there any one of those guys who've come through over the last year and a half, or maybe not the person, but a point or a takeaway that you can think of right now that's really stuck out during those times when we've had our meetings?
Yeah, I think that what probably comes to mind for me is our most recent sage talking about a couple things really. So the customer service aspect of, I remember he was talking about he developed signs for yes, businesses, and when he was just getting into the business, then some people were saying that they had a certain turnaround time that may or may not meet a client's needs, and instead he just kind of had the approach of when do you need it done, and how can we serve you in that regard. So that's just been a great thing for me to think about in life and in business, of just kind of having a servant-minded attitude and approach, and just serving people how they want to and need to be served. But also I remember he had mentioned something, I'll misquote him a little bit, but he basically is not as bad as you think it is, but it's also not as good as you think it is. No matter how bad you think that life is going for you right now, it's really not as bad as you think. And then vice versa. No matter how good it's going, it's not necessarily as good as you think it is. And it's just kind of a good level-headed approach to things. It was funny, since he came and spoke at our meeting, I've had a few ups and downs lately just with clients. There was one week where I was riding really high and thinking, this is phenomenal. But I had that in the back of my mind of, it looks great, but it might not just, I need to keep working.
Temper it.
Yeah, exactly. Bit, right? Temper expectations a little bit. And then kind of the next week, it actually kind of swung down to the low, and then could get really down. But I'm also thinking, hey, it's not necessarily as bad as I think it is. And it's just something that, not only to have kind of moderate expectations of don't get too wrapped up in the highs or the lows, but obviously just trust in the Lord that He's going to guide me through it, and it's going to work out according to His will. And yeah, it's just something that has been really helpful for me lately. So.
Oh man, that's a great takeaway. I do remember that conversation with Tim Leary. He was our sage that day. The other thing, and I'm going to segue here a little bit because I want to start talking about you and some of your things that you're doing. He talked about the importance of taking care of family. That was a big one. I know a lot of the guys that evening was, he really laid it on thick and heavy about how important it is to put family first. Yeah. You're a business owner, you're running a business. His wife was working with him in the business, and some of the boundaries and things that he had to put up so that they went home, they can concentrate on the family. Yeah. And I thought that was really huge because you're a family man and you have kids, you've been married. Tell us a little bit about your family background and maybe why that really stuck out to you as well.
Yeah, so first of all, I'm married, been married to my wife for about 6 years or so, and have two lovely daughters, Gracie and Sadie, 5 and about 11 months, and so we're tired.
I was about to say 11 months. So,
okay, popping out the teeth right now, so
right,
it's a struggle, but they're wonderful. Obviously, I love it. My wife works as well, and so that has been challenging in the sense that we're both just busy with our day-to-days. She has a lot on her plate right now. I have a lot on my plate. And then we come home together and we have a lot on our plate together of even just things like meal planning. And so I definitely took a lot away from Tim's advice on just basically keeping work at work and not taking that work home and just kind of taking up your quality time that you have with each other. Because also, I mean, me and my wife, we'll see each other after work, obviously, or on the weekends, but it's really kind of limited, especially when you have a baby that is constantly latched onto you. And so it's just something that we've learned to appreciate that quality time we get with each other. And it's been something that we really cherish as much as we can, because it is some weeks are busier than others. I mean, I'm staying after work a lot of nights, maybe going to different events and things. And so just really makes you cherish that time, but also it really makes me appreciate her and her support for me and my business, and it helps bring us closer together when we constantly have to remind ourselves that we are working towards a common goal, and that whenever there's other stresses or kids are crazy or anything like that, it's rather than turning against each other and butting heads with each other, we just need to remind each other that, hey, we are on one common goal, one common mission. Or as my our premarital counselor mentioned, we're on the same. We are the original team.
There you go, man.
The kids are just team members that will come and go, but we are the original team. So we kind of work together in life, and we may not be business partners, but we're life partners, and so that all intertangles a little bit. But I love them to death. They are motivation for me. So
good deal. I really like that analogy. I really like that. There's some wisdom in that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you and your wife and the kids coming along, because one day you may be empty nesters, right? And it's just going to be you and the wife.
I would hope. So, I'd hope one day.
All right. Yeah. Well, I want the people to get to know you, and I think you're doing a great job of just getting into some background about you. But I want to talk about your business. I want you to talk about your business. I want people to know who you are, what you do, and I would love for them to use your services. But before we do that, I do have to share with the audience a common bond that we have, right? And that common bond, besides being believers in Christ and Christian businessmen, of course, is baseball. Yeah. Right? I mean, he comes from a baseball background. I know David Rome and I got a chance to share a little bit about that. And Fowler, baseball. I was probably doing FCA in Fowler back when you were there pitching and playing, and so we got some old roots back there with the baseball. So, I always got your back, right? We got you on that one. So tell me about the business. Tell me what are you into? Tell me about what you do for a living.
Yeah, so I'm a financial advisor. Joined our firm back in 2020, and so what we do is we are comprehensive financial planners, where we start from the foundations of making sure people are either out of debt or are working on a plan to get out of debt. Just some of those good financial principles, making sure you have your savings and things. But we also help make sure that people are whether it's saving enough for retirement, if they have different goals, whether it be retirement, whether it be anything in life, want to buy a house, making sure they have enough for cars, if they want to buy rental properties, anything like that, any kind of goals they have, we just come alongside our clients and making sure that they are doing the proper planning, and we kind of come alongside and help give them good financial principles, make sure that they're, whether it's invested properly or they do have those savings for the right time frame. And so we do several things, anything from insurance, life insurance, long-term care, disability, to investments and retirement, in financial planning for clients. And so it's just a really great opportunity to help people, because there are lots of people that maybe are doing well and hey, they just need to make sure that they're doing things tax efficiently and things like that. But also there's a lot of people that maybe haven't done that planning. I'll give you two brief examples of, sure. There's someone that I'm close to that they've done really well throughout their life, but by the time they got to retirement, the funds started to dwindle, and it was something that just kind of hard to see, because as great as they are, as great of people as they are, it's also just something that becomes a burden on not only themselves with the stress, but also family and friends that then kind of come alongside and help take care of them. And so that's something that's always in the back of my mind whenever I'm helping people, making sure that they are thinking ahead, because we get caught up too often in the day-to-day, and so we need to think ahead. And there was an example I saw last year actually where married couple had a few kids, and the husband tragically passed away. No real assets, no insurance or anything, and they had kids, and it just becomes a very messy and really hard situation. And so it's really situations like that we come alongside people and help make sure that those situations are avoided, and making sure that people do the proper planning, and we're just here to help however we can. So.
Yeah, just hearing those stories, man, I can tell just by how you're talking about it that you really have a burden for people and wanting to help them. And I think that's something that, the general public and people who are looking for services, they want people like that to actually have a burden and feel what they're going through. And it's not just a transaction. Yeah. And I don't sense that from listening to you, and especially with those situations, man. I can really tell, like, man, you really care about those people and you want to help them. Yeah. So tell the world, why should I pick Jeremy? Why do I pick up your number and call you?
Yeah, honestly, I'm here to help. It's something where I'm a people person. I like to talk to people. I like to come alongside and help them however I can. So a lot of times I'll tell people, hey, even if you just have a simple question, feel free to pick up the phone and call. I'm not gonna sell you on something. I'm not gonna rope you in and give you a contract or anything like that. It's just, I'm here to help. So whether it's a simple situation where I can hopefully be, of some assistance, or it is working together in a business relationship, whatever that is, I'm here to help. And if I don't know the answer, I can definitely either find the answer for you or direct you to someone who can provide that. And so that's just the way that I do things. And so for anybody that relates or appreciates that, then I'm here.
All right. Well, that sounds good. So tell us again where you work and how can people find you?
Yeah, so financial advisor at Falcon Financial. We are off the corner of Palm and Herndon in Fresno, in the Sunmade building, actually. We do have an office in Tennessee as well, but our phone number for the Fresno office is 559-447-3619. And then I can always be reached at email as well. My first name, Jeremy, Jeremy, at falconfi.com, short for Falcon Financial. So.
All right. Well, I hope you get a chance to use Jeremy if you're looking for some financial advice, and you get to know him. He's a people person. He wants to help, and that's what you want. You want someone who's knowledgeable at what they do. They have a heart to want to serve and do that, and Jeremy has all that. Plus, he's a brother in Christ. He loves the Lord and he loves people. So, Jeremy, thank you. Appreciate you coming on and spending this time with our YP Spotlight of the Month. And congratulations on that. And we look forward to hearing bigger and better things as time goes on. So this is Steve Hosey with CBMC Fresno. Just bringing you the Spotlight of the Month with Jeremy Johansson. And we'll check back with you next month for our next Spotlight. Thank you and God bless.